Hi, this is Pablo Francisco.
I'm Deborah DiGiovanni.
This is Craig Shoemaker.
This is Brian Callen.
This is Sebastian Maniscalco, and you're watching the Comedy Sideshow.
Good evening, Eskimos and hot chicks. Welcome to the Comedy Sideshow. I'm your host, Theo Vaughn. We've got an amazing episode for you, filled with everything you ever wanted to know about comedy, including our in-studio guest, Chris Porter. But let's start the show with some new material. That's where I get on stage with some new material. Here's a clip from a set I had the other night.
These are new jokes. Well, y'all might be jumping to conclusions, okay? First of all, this isn't a joke, it's just an announcement. Will the Persians please stop acting like they own the coffee bean? Thank you. I pulled out in front of a guy on a Vespa the other day when I was driving. And at first I felt bad, because I was like, oh, man. But then I was like, well, if he's on a Vespa, he's probably used to having dudes pull out in front of him. Okay. I'm a pretty dumb guy. Guys, I think all guys are kind of. You ever do this, guys, where you can only read like a menu at a Burger King or McDonald's with your mouth open, like. You ever try to smell up a fart before somebody gets over by you? Like you're by yourself, you're just like, oh, I'm gonna fucking fart right now. Boom, daddy's home, And then you see somebody coming, you're like, oh fuck. Hey Donna. Just breathing. Maybe. I don't know. You ever close one eye while you try to tear something in half? Like, no matter what it is, you just fucking... Like you're a fucking tear pirate? Okay, I don't know what that is. Okay, moving on. I have to do a couple of these. Sometimes I wish they had, disguise your dick day, Like, hey, who wants this croissant? Okay. What I hate, I'm from the South, and what I hate is every now and then they bust a guy who's, banging an animal, and they do. I'm glad you guys think it's humorous. Well, they started it down in Mexico. Somehow it just made its way as a popular hobby over to where I live in Louisiana. Like, for you guys, at least it's a show, and somebody's making money. I mean, these people are just passing the afternoon, But what I hate is it's always sex. Like, every time they bust down the barn door, it's like a dude with a step stool and a boner and a bad idea, Like, doesn't anybody date anymore? Like, doesn't anybody date? Like, why don't they ever fucking kick down a barn door and it's just a man and a lamb just laying there listening to some Toby Keith, I love this bag. I don't know. I think if you get caught fucking like a sheep or like a cow, sure, you're going to jail, okay? Because they're pretty much just a dumb animal, That's like fucking the dumbest girl you know? But I think if you get caught fucking like a wild animal, like a deer, that's fucking awesome, man. Like, if my buddy sees me fucking a goat, sure, I don't want that on YouTube. But if I'm fucking a leopard, put that fucking shit on YouTube, Because they're not going to be like, that guy fucks animals. They're going to be like, yo, that's the fucking dude that fucked the leopard, yo. Okay, maybe not. All right. That's all right. Those are some new jokes. Thank you for listening to that part.
Welcome back, everyone. I am here with our guest tonight, the hilarious pride of Kansas City, Mr. Chris Porter.
What's up?
Here. Chris, how are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. You just told me your mother is coming into town.
Yeah, she lands in about 12 and a half hours.
Okay. So, what do you have to do to prepare for your mother coming into town?
I don't really do my mom's super cool, and a lot of people make the mistake of cleaning a bunch before their mom gets into town. And I found, because one time I was only in town for a short period, I didn't have time, and she was staying there without me. She cleaned the entire thing herself.
Oh, nice.
So don't clean for her. Let her come in. They love it. They love it. Because they haven't done it in a long time.
They've been saving up.
They're like, I haven't done this since it makes them feel young again. And
Like, Mom, you look so young with that
you look
broom.
so young when you're cleaning my bedroom.
That's actually that's a good note right there.
How old were you when I was 7? That's how old you look right now.
You look 7. You look 24 right now, Mom.
Yeah, way to go, Ma.
And is your mother coming from Kansas City?
Yeah.
Nice.
But she's got business, so we'll go hang out and yeah, we'll just go have dinner, and then I got to leave on Friday for a gig, so it's super cool.
And where you headed Friday?
Oroville, California.
Oh, nice.
That's big time.
I've never been.
That's big time. Well, it's because you're not famous enough, Theo.
That's probably
They
true.
only let the famous of the famous in Oroville.
Well, I'm going to Madison, Wisconsin this weekend. You've been there.
No, I
haven't?
No, I haven't. I've been to Appleton.
Oh, nice. I've heard it's awesome.
Skyline, Cliff's Room, very
it's a
good.
good time.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite place you like performing? I mean, obviously Kansas City. Now, I've been to Kansas City 2 or 3 times. You're kind of like the hometown hero of comedy. Not to like, and I'm not saying you say that, but I mean, you just kind of feel it when you're there. It's like, everybody knows Chris Porter. Do you feel like, because it's a big city, I mean, especially geographically, it's the second largest city, I think, in America, next to Jacksonville, a third, next to Jackson in space.
Yeah.
Next to Jacksonville and Anchorage, Alaska, actually.
Well, yeah.
But
There's people 90 miles away from Anchorage saying they live in Anchorage.
That's a good call.
Because they're still fairly close in Alaska distance.
Yeah, if you can ride in a hot air balloon there
Have
in
you
a
worked
day.
Anchorage?
You?
The first gig I did in Anchorage, you get in the truck and they're like, yeah, we're just going down the street. 90 miles. 90 miles. And they warn you because apparently a few comics have been like, listen, if you're gonna rate me, just do it here.
Do it here.
We don't need to drive any further for the rate.
And do it outdoors because it's so cold I won't feel it as much.
Yeah. I'm in the mood. Let's just do it.
That's what I need. If you're raping me, I need it to be freezing cold out.
But I mean, as far as the Kansas City thing goes, I don't like, especially to perform in Kansas City.
Really?
Just because it's.
You feel more pressure?
Yeah, there's more pressure. It's not as much of a gig. Like the gigs, when you're on the road, you show up, you say hello to a couple people, and then you sit in the green room by yourself.
Right.
And that's how I like it. I like that. But then when you're at home, you've got a million people calling you wanting tickets, and it's just this and that, and then you got people that want to come back and hang out, and they think that you're not being nice because you don't want them to. And you're like, I'm not fucking letting anybody come back and hang out. I don't want you to hang out.
Like if I were a happy, outgoing person, I would have been a camp counselor.
Absolutely, or successful, right?
Yes.
And I'm not. So just leave me the fuck alone. And no one. And the other thing is like, y'all didn't care before I was on the TV.
Good point.
Before then, it was just like, oh, you're a comic. Good for you, buddy. So, but yeah, and it's also from a writing perspective. If I don't come in there with a hot, brand new hour, I feel like they've all heard it.
Oh, right.
Which isn't true. I just feel that.
You feel that way. Yeah, that extra pressure's no fun.
Absolutely. And then, but like, it's weird. I like San Francisco and Seattle. I just did Hilarities in Cleveland, and that was a lot of fun.
Good spot?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. But
and we've both done Hyenas down in Fort Worth. I feel like is a great room.
Dallas, the Fort Worth one, I've had a couple weird shows, but the Dallas one for sure, I've had a lot of fun. But of course, the Hollywood Improv is amazing.
An amazing club. An amazing club.
No, but it is though. It really is. It's one of my favorite. It really is one of my favorite places to perform.
And you're obviously at the level in your career where you can kind of pick and choose places you do and don't want to go. I mean, I'm sure there's some places you don't call or you don't accept. A few, not. I mean, just
few, yeah. But you know what? If they called on the right week, I'd be like, oh, all right.
I feel you.
There's still months you have to pay the rent.
Right.
That's when you know you're successful as a comic, is when you're like, no, I don't want to do that gig. Just because you don't feel like doing it.
Right. Like I don't like the food there. I don't like
Not like us now where we're going, oh, well, yeah, because if I don't take that gig, I may not pay the rent in December.
Yeah, that's where I'm still at.
Yeah, so you
Tough
gotta.
spot to be.
There's a lot of clubs that I would rather not do.
Right. I feel you.
And it's not any offense
No,
to the people that
they're
live
great
there.
clubs. They're good. Yeah, not the people that live there. You're good people.
But but some people don't know how to run a comedy club.
Some
It's
people don't.
amazing how successful people can be when they have no fucking idea what they're doing.
It's amazing and sad. So I did a little bit of recon on Chris Porter. I mean, obviously I've known you for probably about 6-7 years. I did a little recon. Now, when you Google Chris Porter, you come up. Also, there is a 6'7" African American gentleman who's also a very handsome guy who plays, yes, a basketball player and a porn star.
Gay porn star.
And a gay porn star.
Yes.
Thank you for clearing that up. And a gay porn star. How do you feel like you fit into that group?
I would say in the middle.
Okay, and which one, if you had to pick, which one is the best?
I think I'm doing all right.
Okay.
I like me. Chris Porter, the basketball player, I like.
Yeah, exceptional.
Chris Porter, the porn star, is a fucking asshole. All right, because first off, that's not your real name, is it? No, that's your goddamn porn name. And you picked Chris Porter for your porn name. What happened to Dick Schlongerton or Ryan Howard?
Yeah.
Or something.
Dolphin Berry.
Something awesome.
Yeah.
Not some guy that got third in a contest. Right?
Do you feel
picked
like he picked it because of that?
First off, that's first. Second, it's not even wholesome gay porn. It's not just two guys that fake love each other. I saw an interview with him. He goes, "You just got done filming Piss Boy." Fucking Piss Boy,
Piss
man.
Boy.
Even as gay porn goes, that's gross.
Yeah, that's tough to, yeah. How do you eat a meal after that?
Yeah. And like he's even dirty when it comes to gross.
That's awesome.
People that do gross look at him and go, I wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't do that. Now, so if you ever come across the gentleman or no?
He sent me my half hour made some countdown or something.
Right.
And I guess he was watching it and he sent me a Twitter that we should be friends. And I was like, no.
Nuh-uh. Not here, Piss Boy.
No.
Not here.
Sorry, buddy. I'm sorry, because you're not a real Chris Porter.
Nope.
You're a fake one.
Fake ass.
And you're sullying my name. I wouldn't let anybody, the hottest girl on the planet, I wouldn't let pee on.
No.
Sorry.
Nope.
Whoever.
Yeah, hot girl.
Sorry, Colombiana. You're not peeing on me.
Yeah.
You're not doing that.
Nobody's ever peed on me, I don't think. Not on
Even
purpose.
if it was as an accident, there would be serious ramifications.
You know you can buy, they have this one hot chick online that sells her piss clothes. Like she apparently has a problem, she wets the bed. You can buy her clothes online.
You know that chick's name? Steven Tyler. Up top. Right? Fuck you, Aerosmith. You're stupid.
I love Aerosmith, actually. You know what? I actually got this jacket. They have a line of clothes where people committed crimes or had crimes committed to them. Someone got raped in this jacket.
Shut the front door.
I'm not joking. Someone got raped in this $60 jacket.
Well,
that's kind of cool.
You wear a $60 jacket, you're kind of asking for it.
That's a good point, yeah. But I wonder what happened to these, like, during the rape? Like who takes, like, like the cuffs?
Well, maybe they got raped in the 80s.
Yeah, that's true.
I can't believe they actually told you not only do they give you the jacket, but they give you the crime that was...
Yeah, they have a little card, a crime card that comes with it, and it just tells you if the perpetrator was caught or not, how much, whatever sentence they got for the crime, and then just a little bit about the jacket.
Were they raping the person that raped the rapist?
This was a rapee. This was someone who got raped that had been wearing this. So.
I love you.
And the messed up thing was, it was just the name was Chris, but it was like K-R-I-S, so it could have been, it really could have been a man or a woman that got raped wearing this. So that's pretty crazy.
Nice rape jacket.
Thanks, man. If you put your ear up to it, you can still hear somebody screaming. Yeah.
That's just air passing through it, dude.
Yeah, that's true.
That's just air passing through it.
You're right. You're right. So do you? So you spend a good bit of time touring.
Yeah. Almost all my time touring.
And now, would you describe yourself, because off stage you seem a little more reserved to me. On stage, you're very much, you really kind of come alive. You're almost like an animated character. Other people said that or no?
Yeah, I mean, not so much. I mean, it's definitely a different person than the person you meet off stage.
Right.
I just have a tendency to absorb a lot of my anger and frustration, and then I just have that ability to release it on stage.
And if for some reason with you, anything angry, it comes out very funny, I think. For some reason, because I don't think people could imagine you getting upset about things in general.
One of the biggest compliments is that they're like, we like you because you don't laugh at your own jokes.
Oh.
Like, I don't. Like,
right.
I keep a straight face. As a matter of fact, I usually get like a applause break if I laugh, because I don't normally. And if I say something that makes me laugh, they'll start laughing too.
Well, and I guess if you're saying something that's bugging you or like on your mind, then that wouldn't be something you would probably usually laugh at anyway.
Yeah, and it was, it's just one of those things. I'll laugh when I find it funny, but I never, I was always taught not to laugh at your jokes because it was an indicator, and it also showed the audience when you failed, because if you laughed after all your jokes, and then you laughed after a sentence and no one laughed, they knew that was a joke and that it didn't go over.
I see what you're saying.
So I was always taught not to laugh after your jokes.
And now, where did you hear something like that? Just from other comedians kind of coming up?
I came up in a really cool environment in Kansas City. This open mic was run by Emery, and they were very about.
And he was on your hour. He's on your hour DVD, isn't he? He does a voiceover or something on it. He directed it.
Yeah. And he does the voiceover, and he hosted the first open mic I ever did, and he's been a huge influence. But yeah, they were just, it was never about this isn't funny, that's not funny. It was just about the science of it, like the rule of threes, and you lump all your dating shit together because it's supposed to sound conversational, and it sounds stupid when you're like, oh, and by the way, I was dating again. Like, it just doesn't sound right. And you put your best joke last and your second best joke first, and just all these little intricacies that up until I started traveling a lot did I realize that not everyone knew. Like, right. A lot of people didn't understand how to structure a set and do stuff like that. And Emery was just very integral in breaking it down to a science, and
it made sense and was effective.
Yeah, and it was logical. It wasn't there was no bias to it. It was like, even if a joke tanked it, we wouldn't work on the funny. It was just the structure of it, the words you didn't need and stuff like that. So, but coming up in that environment, you learn how to break a joke down and stuff like that. I found that my jokes especially are more effective when I don't laugh, because I am angry. Right.
Yeah, but fortunately for you, I think for some people it comes off as anger. For you, it comes off as comical. Like, when you just start ranting about something, it's just I don't know if it's just because you're just kind of like taller and bigger. It just comes off as comical. I
just think I have a good heart and I'm a genuine person.
Yeah, I think it comes off as very genuine.
And it's like you can tell that there's no real evil behind it. Right. It's just, and it's frustrations that everyone has. It's just. And that's another reason I don't get real political either. Right. It's like, because then you start dividing the room. And when I tell my jokes, even though I'm talking about people that are sitting right in front of me, it's always us versus them. It's always us against the people that aren't in the room.
I agree. It's a good point. Yeah, I guess there's a lot of science that kind of goes into it. There's definitely a lot of things you can use to make it easier on yourself. Do you find sometimes as a comedian, you have this side of you that's like, I don't want to make it easier on myself. Like, I want to take the hard road. Like,
no, if we didn't want to make it easier on ourselves, obviously, like, I questioned going out for Last Comic. Like, I didn't, especially at that time, it didn't have the best name for it. And there's still a stigma, I feel, that goes along with being a last comic standing comic.
Yeah, I don't know. That's probably true. I don't think comics think of that much when they think of you. I've seen you perform so many times and kill so many times that I think that you really stand.
I don't think it's from comics. I think it's from bookers a lot.
Though. I see what you're saying.
They just see the credit, and because there are a lot of terrible comics on Last Comic Standing.
Yeah, it's definitely been a game show.
They've been burnt a lot, and I understand that, but. I forgot what we were talking about at first.
That's all right, man. That is not a problem here. It's not a problem at all.
I didn't have sex with this girl. She was a virgin, or at least that's what she told me. I don't know why you'd lie about that shit. I'm just saying this because, like, I just knew going into it that I wasn't going to get to sleep with her. So when we went out that night, I got as shit faced as I could. I tested the limits of my liver. My liver limits. My livets. So I drank Corona and Macallan all night and passed out feeling delicious. Woke up the next morning, found out Mexico and Scotland had a war inside my bowels. Come morning time, it was up to me to dispose of the casualties. Not a good situation for an away game. All I wanted to do was take a shit, smoke a bowl, and go back to sleep. She lived in a one bed, one bath, so I did not have the square footage necessary. As virgin or not, I really liked this girl. The last thing I wanted to do was wake her up to the smell of dead people.
So that's one of my favorite bits. Does it make you feel weird if somebody tells you that it's that they really like one of your bits?
No, not at all. I mean, that's why we do it, isn't
Right.
it? I mean, if we didn't have this want or desire to be accepted at all times, we wouldn't do what we do. We're definitely not doing it for the money.
Right, that's a good point.
And, you know, definitely, as easy as our lifestyle may be, there's a lot of people that couldn't do it because it is a very lonely lifestyle.
Right.
You know, for every day that you get up at noon, there's another day you get up at 4 a.m. to catch a flight.
Yeah, like tomorrow morning, and I'm probably still wearing this rape jacket, which I don't even know if that's good
What's
luck.
gonna suck is eventually you might be in an airport and a girl's gonna be, or someone's gonna be like, I think I got raped in that.
I'll be like, hold on. No, that's not you screaming. That's not you at all. So we like to ask everybody on the comedy on the Sideshow. We like to ask everybody if they have a comedic influence that, you know, somebody that they kind of looked up to. It doesn't have to be looked up to as in you knew them at the time or anything, but like, man, that person's style, that does it for me.
Stanhope definitely is Doug Stanhope.
Doug Stanhope. Now, Stanhope has a stigma of just like saying anything that he wants to.
He does, but he makes it brilliantly funny.
Undeniable.
I mean, it's like he says these incredibly heinous things, but at the end of it, you find yourself agreeing with him, and you're just like, and no one's ever made me laugh harder. Like, I remember my dad and he came to Kansas City for the first time in like 5 years, and I'd worked with him somewhere, and he gave me a CD, and I gave it to my dad, and he fell in love with it. My dad and I watched him, and for 20 minutes, we're just leaning on each other in tears.
That's awesome.
And I don't think I've laughed like that since, without the help of mushrooms.
It's a good plant. Psilocybin.
And I can, you know, and he's a great guy, and not only on a comic standpoint, but in a way he told a lot of the club, almost all the clubs, to go fuck themselves and their shit money, which is something every comic wishes they could do, but they can't. But Doug said, no, I'm going to do it, and and even better is he made it work. He's making a shit ton of money doing it his way. And it may not be a shit ton.
No, you got to respect it though.
Yeah.
It's true. I mean, he'll show up, do one-nighters. He does it on his own terms.
Yeah. And that's the way. And he's a maverick on so many levels.
So you respect him not only in the comedic sense, but also like in just the business and really.
And a fucking maverick sense. Just that I'm gonna do it this way, and if it doesn't work, so be it. But I went out on my own.
It's hard to keep your own balls sometimes in this business.
Yeah. We all lose them.
Dude, I thought
we
about.
We all lose them every time a funny bone calls. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to take the gig, and you know it's going to be a shit gig, but you take it because you got rent to pay.
I'll be in Rochester in a few weeks. That's all I can think about.
Right?
Yeah. If you need me, I'll be at a Super 8 somewhere off a highway where there's not even a gym you could run to if you ran for an hour. That's the sad part. So yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
When you Google Map 24-hour fitness, and it's like, you can see other states. Fucked.
That's where I'll be, ladies and gentlemen, in Rochester. All right, and one more thing, Chris, before you go. I know there's some ladies downstairs. And you've been working out a lot. I've been noticing you definitely putting on a little bit of weight, huh?
Yes, thank you.
I noticed that when I was sitting downstairs. I was like, God, who is this new Chris Porter?
I was tired of sitting around, and I did it. I found a picture of myself when I was 18 when I was lifting weights, and I realized how much, I just brought back memories of how much fun it was, and I just started to get back into it. And
For a taller guy, it's harder though, I think.
yeah, I drink protein shakes. Like it's taken a lot of work to put it on, and I've been doing it for 4 months, and people are just now starting to take notice. So it's
I was like,
definitely.
dang. Porter's on roids. That's what I was thinking, man. No, I'm joking. Not really. I mean, you would look completely.
I will destroy you.
Porter just ate a joke on stage. We want you to tell us about a comic that we don't know. It's a segment we like to call Off the Radar. This is a comic that we don't know yet that we want you to introduce us to, and then we're going to go to one of his clips.
His name's John Doling, Doelling. He's out of St. Louis. I first met him in Springfield. He was an open micer, and he just, from the beginning, had his own style, and it just his sarcasm and dry wit. It's ridiculously effective, and he makes me laugh all the time, on stage and off. And he should be way bigger than he is. I wish I could do more for him, but I've got to make myself bigger first.
I feel you, man. That's what I tell my mother every time she asks me for money. I'm like, Mom, I need to eat before you do.
Yeah. My mom can eat right after I get my second iPad.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Rape coat, huh?
Rape
Mom,
coat.
I know you want Thanksgiving, but who's got a new rape coat?
I didn't rape a girl in this shirt, but there were safety words involved, so that's kind of the same.
You know what I was thinking they should invent for people that are getting raped anyway? If somebody gets raped more than once, get one of those, like a strap-on
Map of
vagina.
a different route home.
Okay, that's a good call. That's a good call.
Wait, you got raped again? What the fuck?
Yeah, rape me once, shame on me.
Shame on you, rape me twice.
Yeah.
At some point, you buy a bus pass.
Okay, I was just thinking that they should have a strap-on vagina that you wear in case you get raped. It's not your real vagina.
But if those dudes wanted fake vaginas, they would have just ordered one of those themselves.
Oh, it feels really real. All right.
What's that bulging out of your pants, Stacy? Oh, this is my rape vagina. I'm getting ready to go home.
See? I can already hear it. Sounds like a great idea. We're going to check out a clip right now of John Doling. John Doling, Doelling, out of St. Louis, Missouri. You guys check him out, and we'll be right back with Chris Porter.
I have to deal with stupid people sometimes at Target. That's nice, though, because it helps break up my day. Gives me something to do. One time this gal comes up to me, she was like, "Excuse me, sir, where are your bathrooms at?" I was like, "Oh, they're up front by the doors." She was like, "You mean by where I came in?" I was like, "Did you sneak in through a vent?" "Yeah. That's where everybody comes in, MacGyver. That's where I come in."
All right, and there's Chris Porter.
That was John Doling.
Sorry. All right, good call. And there's John Doling. You have seen him now. You know him. Go check him out when he's near you. Chris Porter, you have an album. It's a CD and DVD called Screaming from the Cosmos. Mm-hmm. It also features Emery, one of your influences.
He's on the Speakover, yeah.
He's on the Speakover and you can find it on Amazon.com. You can find it on iTunes. And then obviously they can always check you out at ChrisPorter.com.
ChrisPorterisfunny.com.
ChrisPorterisfunny.com. Don't forget that. And we'll have to have you come back sometime and hang out.
All right, thanks, brother.
Yeah, appreciate it. You bet, man.
Good to see you, man.
Have a good day, man. Take care.
Peace.
And as always, that's the Comedy Sideshow, folks. You can check me out on Twitter at Theo Von or www.theovon.com. We'll be here in the future. This is the Comedy Sideshow.